Anybody pumped up yet? Hey, thank you guys all so much for coming out here today and really celebrating this tremendous moment in Sky Sox history. We're very pleased, and I know talking to some of the Brewer folks up here today, and the show of support here today is tremendous. So we really appreciate you all coming out and being with us today, because this is a big moment in Sky Sox history. Just to tell you a little bit of the ground rules, what we're here to do today, we are here to celebrate the official signing of the player development contract with our new major league partner and affiliate in the Milwaukee Brewers. Player development contract, you'll hear in the baseball business a lot, PDC. So if you keep hearing the word PDC, that's what we're talking about, is the player development contract. This also gives us an opportunity to introduce some of the key people within the Brewers organization that has made this partnership possible, and a lot of the folks that we'll be working on this relationship with now and into the future. I can honestly tell you, when we made the announcement 7 to 10 days ago that we were going to be partnering with the Milwaukee Brewers, there was a lot of excitement within the Sky Sox organization, really not from as much knowledge, but because of what we knew the Brewers represented, the success that they've had at the major league level, the success they've had at the minors, the culture of winning that they brought to baseball overall. But I can honestly tell you, over the last 7 to 10 days, I've had an opportunity to work with, be introduced to many people in the Brewers organization, including some of them up here today, and also work with them, talk about to find out what was most important to them and what was most the Sky Sox. And the thing that I came to realize, and I think we all share this, is that we share a very common goal. We realize that a commitment to the community is extremely important to the Brewers, and their commitment to the Sky Sox, a commitment to winning, the class organization that they run in Milwaukee, and what they want to bring to Colorado Springs is really something that we're very excited about and very proud of. I think the best example of that common goal, that respect that they've already shown the Sky Sox, is just in the people that came out to be a part of this today. I don't know how much work is being done in Milwaukee right now, but you've got the top brass of the entire Milwaukee Brewers organization here, and we really appreciate you taking time out of what I know is a very busy schedule to be here with us. So let's give them a nice round of applause, please. You know, in dealing with these guys over the last 7 to 10 days, again, there was some great deal of excitement within our organization, the staff and the people and our fans that we communicate with. But in dealing with these guys over the last 7 to 10 days, if you could start the season tomorrow, the 2015 season tomorrow, that wouldn't be soon enough for us. That's the kind of level of excitement we have, and so we certainly are proud of this partnership, and we're proud of these guys coming in and sharing this moment with us. Now, I'd like to introduce all the guys that are up here on the dais today and let you get to know them. And there will be time after we have the ceremony and after we get together to meet and greet if you haven't already had a chance to do that. But I'd like to introduce some of these guys, and some of these guys don't need much introduction, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. Dave Elmore, the owner of the Sky Sox and Pacific Coast League Hall of Famer. Dave Elmore is here with us today. Without a doubt, the best owner in minor league baseball, and that's just not salary negotiations I'm talking about here, but he is absolutely the best owner in minor league baseball. In fact, been recognized as that. To his right, we have the president and general manager of the Milwaukee Brewers, Doug Melvin. Doug doesn't need much of an introduction. His success at the major league level, the legacy that he has in the game, and what he's brought to baseball itself is second to none, and we really are very appreciative of him being out here with us today. Now over here to the right, we've got, you know, probably the guy I'm most excited about seeing here is the president, or not the president, the Sky Sox new field manager, Rick Sweet. I had an opportunity to meet Rick last year during some tough weather conditions we had out here in August, and I got to tell you, the class he showed then, I think he knew what we're all about, knew the work that we put into getting those games in, and just being able to share some time with him was very special for me, and we're very excited about that. Also, Rick, correct me if I'm wrong, but Rick, I believe, holds the record as the fifth most winning percentage record in all of minor league baseball. Is that correct? There you go. So we're a little excited to see Rick here. So thank you guys thanks for coming out. To my left, we have the Vice President, Assistant General Manager of the Brewers, Gord Ash. We have Special Assistant to the General Manager, Baseball Operations, Dan O'Brien. Director of Minor League Baseball or Business Operations for the Brewers, Scott Marson. And of course, President of the Elmore Sports Group and owner of several minor league teams himself, D.G. Elmore. Again, the fact that all these folks felt it was so important to come into Colorado Springs and share this with our community, share this with our local media, meet our fans, meet the staff, it means a great deal to us, and we just can't thank you enough for coming and taking part of it. So thank you guys very much. Now, without any further ado, I'd like to bring up the owner of the Colorado Springs Sky Sox, and again, best owner in minor league baseball, Dave Elmore.
Tony, I don't know what you're going to gain from that, but that's okay, though. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. And, you know, it's like family week. Last night we were having dinner together with the Brewers, and we got talking about some of the people we knew in common. And Rick, for instance, our field manager, played for us when the Islanders, I didn't own him then, this was in the 70s. Jamie, you were there in the 80s when the Islanders were, I owned it, and Fred was there, and he played for Doug Rader, who is a friend of mine, and some of you might know Doug Rader, he's a real character. So we had so much fun last night telling stories about some of the early history, and the fact that he's going to be here, and his family will be spending time with us. And I want to tell everyone that this is a typical day here in Colorado Springs. Now, I don't know if you'll believe me, but this is just the way it is all year round, I tell you. And this is why I chose Colorado Springs when I was looking for a place to settle 20-some years ago. That's why we're here, and I don't regret it for 1 minute, and I love it. And all the fans have been wonderful to support us the way they have, and this is a new opportunity to really work well together. And when I heard last night the way the Brewers are committed to working in their communities, and particularly with the military, it was a very warming sensation for me, because that's what it's all about. It's family. And so I just think you're going to be so pleased with our new partners. I want you to get to know them, and they're going to be here. And so I will turn it over and let Doug talk. Oh, one other thing I want to mention. Ron Reinecke, who is the field manager from Milwaukee Brewers, managed two of my teams, one in San Antonio, and we won the championship, and then he was also in San Bernardino, and he won a championship. So they have some really talented winning people part of their organization. And so, Doug, would you please come up and get a chance to say hello to everyone? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dave. And Tony, thank you. They told us that we're here to sign a contract today, and when I'm in charge of personnel, anytime I sign a contract, I'm usually giving away $7 or $10 million. So I hope that's not the case today, but yeah, we're here. We're very excited. Tony gave us a tour of the ballpark and the facility, and I'm very anxious to get out into the community and share our experiences with the community too. But I've been with the Milwaukee Brewers for 11 years as a general manager. I was a general manager in Texas before that. I'm very proud of our staff that we have in Milwaukee. The staff that's here, Scott Martin, has been with the Brewers 27 years. And Dan O'Brien was a former general manager in Cincinnati, has been involved in player development and scouting for 30-some years. That's about right. He doesn't want. And Gord Ash was also a general manager with the Toronto Blue Jays and has a couple World Series rings. So I have an excellent staff. Reed Nichols, our director of player development, was a former major league player, and he's been with us for a number of years too. So, you know, we believe in stability. That's how we build our franchise. We believe in the business side and the baseball side working together. In Milwaukee, we drew 2.8 million people this year. We had a pretty good year. We fell, off at the end and had a disappointment. But to show you how our fan support in Milwaukee is, we were out of the race the last 4 days. We got eliminated. And on the Saturday night, our final Saturday night, we sold out 42,000 people to come out and support our ball club. And a lot of ball teams that I looked at the major league clubs, and on their last weekends were drawing 18,000, 21,000. And that's because of what we feel is important, and that's to blend the business community and the business side of our franchise with the baseball side. We try to put out quality players. The most important thing is playing on the field at the major league level and showing major league talent, but also being involved and having players that have good values. We hope that we never have to read newspapers about players that have done something wrong with our franchise. So we work at it. There's always going to be a mistake somewhere along the line, but we feel that's very important in that. So it's important that they reach out into the community. But I've enjoyed my time with Milwaukee, and I'm really looking forward to this relationship. And I have an anniversary on Tuesday. Been married 36 years, so I don't know if this will last 36 years, but I'm big on the stability, and we're big on being upfront and trusting each other and building relationships. And I'm very confident that we can do that with the people that are in charge here, Dave Elmore and Tony, and the energy that they bring to the franchise. So I'm looking forward to it. The cold weather does not bother me. Grew up in Canada. Gord grew up in Canada. Tony played Michael Bublé as an introduction for us. So the cold weather doesn't bother Gord and I, and that's so you'll see us in April. We may sit in the suites though in April. We may not sit down, but no, we'll be here. We'll be out here. The one thing about our front office is they do enjoy traveling and interacting with our ball club. We try to get as many people out to get as much information as we can with our players. The one thing is, from a player development standpoint, our situation is a little bit different than a lot of other organizations. It's important to have player development and develop the younger players. But at the AA and AAA level, Gord, who's been a general manager in the past, I put him in charge of overseeing the AAA and AA because we feel that performance is important at that point. You got to start winning at AA and AAA. You got to, you take the development skills that you were taught from Reed Nichols and the lower levels, and then you got to instill them into success at AA and AAA. So while we tie development with winning, it does become very important to try to win and do it the right way at the AAA and AA levels, and Gord is in charge of that, and while I'm busy with the Major League club. So we're a little bit different than some of the other organizations. We implemented that a few years ago, and we feel we've had a lot of success with that. The other thing is when we have young players here, our philosophy is to have a player stay here until he's fully developed to get to the big leagues. I know there's times when there's injuries. Sometimes players will get hurt, and Milwaukee calls, and they got to take a player up for a while. But we do like to have the players go to the big league level and be there, and hope that Rick and his staff have them ready for the big leagues to stay. So we try to avoid a lot of movement, but we do know that it's part of the game today. But we try to avoid a lot of movement and try to keep your team intact, but also the understanding if a team like Jimmy Nelson was the Pacific Coast League Pitcher of the Year, and he came up in July with our big league team, but spent a lot of time at AAA. But we're proud of what we do. I'm proud to be affiliated and associated now with the Sky Sox. And you're going to have to get a slide out here for your mascot, like we had Bernie Brewer, right? What do we call him? Bernie Brewer. But anyways, I wished he would have slid a few more times this year because he slides every time we hit a home run and that. But I'm glad to be here. I'll be out here a number of times myself. And I want to introduce Rick Sweet. Just a little bit of an introduction. He's been with us a couple of years. I'll let him talk about what his role is with the organization. But he is the fifth winningest manager in minor league baseball. He's been managing for 24 years. Been in the game, both of us have been in the game over 40 years, and we're very proud to have him. He's a very knowledgeable baseball individual, but he's also got a great personality, and that ties in with what's important also at this level. So you'll get to know him, you'll get to hear from him a lot because he likes to talk, and he'll get to meet you. He'll probably know every one of your your names here by the time the season's over. So, but again, I want to thank you for welcoming us to the Colorado Springs area, and we're going to enjoy this relationship. Thanks very much.
I don't know if there's any time left here. You were, wow, that's, you know, you always want to follow a bad act, but I've got myself in a little tough situation here. Very happy to be here. I've been coming to Colorado Springs since 1993. I managed in Tucson, and we had some great games here. I remember coming up here 7-0, 7-6 in the first inning. It has changed. Didn't have a humidor back then, so from that standpoint, things have improved. Dave, one thing I wanted to do, I always make this deal because it's a priority for me. I hope when we win the championship, we get the best ring that they've ever made in AAA. Will do. Okay, everybody saw that, so that's a good start. That makes me feel better. You know, one thing about athletes, they like to win. I don't care what level they're at. I don't care where they're at. They like to win. They want to be associated. They want to be part of. It's what's in their blood. That's once they get to the AAA level, winning is what they think about. They want to get to the big leagues. Don't get me wrong, but they want to win wherever they're at. We all like winners. We all like to be associated with winners. And one thing I always know about Colorado and Colorado Springs, I can remember, and the first thing I said when people asked me about it, is the fan base here. I always remember having great fans coming here. Now, I've always been the enemy, but that's all right. We always appreciate the fact that people are out there, they're cheering, they're making noise, whether it's good or bad. We got to check and see what the record was here. I don't know if I've got a winning record here or not. We'll change that, obviously, but you know, we had 8 games here this year, and I remember we had the tough stretch for the 4 days. We had the bad weather. And, Tony, I can remember standing on the visiting side, which I'm glad I don't have to go to anymore, looking down on the field, probably about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. And you clean up. He was out there pulling the tarp. They were taking up the whole infield. He was working. He's a working general manager, and he was out there. He was dirty. You didn't smell. That's a good thing. But I remember walking down, and they got the field ready. And we played our series. We had a good series here. But the important thing is, all the bad weather we had, all of a sudden the stands were full. We had great crowds here. They were loud. They were energetic. A lot of kids involved. I'm a big military guy, ex-Marine, and we will be involved. One thing about the Milwaukee Brewers, we not only prepare these guys for the big leagues to play, we prepare them to go up there and become part of the community. Our players will be involved in the community. They will get out. They will go out and do things. Will be involved. Love to sign autographs. You will enjoy the Milwaukee Brewers athletes and how we go about our business and how we play. I know both coaches have already called me this morning. I made sure I turned my phone off. They've already called. Hey, sweetie, how's things going? How's it? By the way, how about that for a nickname, sweetie? Even my bosses, some of them call me sweetie. It just, you know, people are, hey, sweetie, and you see other people turn around like, that's what's going on here. So, but we are excited to be here. I know my coaching staff, trainer, strength, all excited to be here. I think the biggest thing, we talk about weather, okay, but the part about it is so many places it gets so hot in July and August, June, July, and August, so hot you can't hardly get on the field. Here, we're going to have the temperate weather. We're going to be able to get on the field a lot more. So it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to all of that. But we are excited to be here. I think you will enjoy the Milwaukee Brewers and how we do business and how we go about becoming part of the community. And I'm looking forward to getting up here. I know my wife, I live in Phoenix, very excited that I'm much closer to home. And actually, my wife and son flew up here this year. They were here for the 4-game series. This was one of the cities she wanted to come to. So she likes that even better, the fact that we're going to be here and spend the summer here. So I will be available when we're done. I think my boss took all my time, so I better step down. Anytime anybody needs something, needs to call, needs any information, I'm always available. I like talking, but I like communicating. Very excited to be part of Colorado Springs and very excited to be part of the Sky Sox. Thank you.
Now, what Rick forgot to mention was on that day when we had the inclement weather, the infield was completely soaked. We removed 36 tons of infield mix by hand. My staff and I think we were out there for Chris about 6-7 hours in the day. And we love to work hard. But what we always want when we work hard, we spend so much time out there on the field, is to win the game. Rick, you swept us in a doubleheader that day.
I do remember that.
Yes. So. But at any rate, I can't tell you how excited we are, guys. I mean, this partnership means so much to us, for these guys to come in and share this moment with us, and just the commitment that you keep hearing about, talking about a culture of winning, and even more so to us is what the Brewers are going to mean to this community and this organization. So we're very pleased to have them there, and a new era of Sky Sox baseball begins April 9th, 2015 out here at Security Service Field. So thank you guys all very much. Now, what I'd like to do now is we're going to actually have the PDC signing. Doug and Dave, if you'll do the honors. So I don't know if the camera guys or photographers you want to get set up. We're going to do it right over here. So we'll have the actual player development contract signed. It is right here for those that have never seen one. This is kind of unusual. Local media get involved in an actual player development contract signing. I've done these for many years, and I haven't seen one that's been as public as this, and something we're very proud of. So I'll let these guys go ahead and let's get this stuff out of your way. Duplicate copies. What Doug doesn't know in the small print, there is something about $7 million on there. But. And guys, certainly everyone up here is going to be available for interviews. I think that we're okay with that. And if you want to talk to anyone up here on the dais, they'll be happy to get one-on-one interviews. Or just say hi. Just introduce yourself to them. Don't be shy. These are going to be part of our family and part of our partnership for a long time. So thank you guys all so much for coming. If you haven't gotten any food or beverage, please feel free to do so. Thank you, guys.